The three Chinese curses. The Chinese curses are blessings which are interesting because they are named so oxymoronically, curses, hexes, and provide a unique perspective on life. There are three of them, and they are listed in increasing order of severity. And although they are called Chinese curses, there is no evidence of them being Chinese. But they're worth studying nonetheless, so let's begin. May you live in interesting times. This is the first Chinese curse and the most well-known one. May you live in interesting times. And the blessing part is somewhat easy to explain. Who wants to live in boring times? Every young man and woman has this deep-seated desire for action, fun and adventure, romance, and you want to be in the midst of things as they unfold. You want to bring about change and you want to live an exciting life. Which is why you see all young people doing things like protesting, wanting to go out, trying to go on vacations, exploring the world, touring. Technology is progressing at a rate never before in the past 2000 years. The industrial age, computers, the internet, and once again, we are at the cusp of a revolution with cryptocurrencies. Change is in the air, and this is easily one of the most exciting times to be alive. So, what is the curse part of the saying, may you live in interesting times? And for that, you have to ask, what do you mean by interesting times? A time of change and often turmoil. If you take the history of mankind, interesting has usually meant wars, famines, epidemic diseases, tsunamis, and other calamities. And if you really think about it, most people want to live in stable, uninteresting environments. You do not want to live in a place that is prone to tsunamis and earthquakes. Nature does not necessarily define interesting as fun and prosperous. It can also be painful, deadly, disastrous, like a volcano erupting after being dormant for 1,000 years, or a meteor hitting the earth and demolishing all the dinosaurs. You do not want to be around during the interesting times of the Second World War or the Black Plague. Heck, history will see COVID-19 as one of the most interesting events of this era. A global pandemic with modern communication technology and how it played a role in the management of a pandemic. But this is not a fun time to be alive for most of humanity. The second Chinese curse is, may you be recognized by powerful people. And in some places it appears as, may you attract the attention of the government, or may you be recognized by people in high places. So what is the blessing part of being recognized by powerful people? Firstly, humans have a biological need for recognition and to feel powerful and important. Secondly, if you are recognized by powerful people, it makes it much easier for you to network and do business with them. You are a somebody now and not a nobody. If no one knows who you are forced to prove your worth to get taken seriously. And in most cases, unless you can prove your worth, you won't even get a meeting or a direct call with someone who is important as well. If your reputation speaks for you, half the work of networking is already done. Being recognized by powerful people also opens you up to a world of business and political opportunities. You have an easier time finding well-connected partners, and you might even be able to lobby the government for your own causes. The curse part is that, well, if you're recognized by powerful people, you also have a pretty big target painted on your back. And your lack of relative anonymity means that you are vulnerable to public opinion. Egos get in the way, it becomes harder to get away with things. and it becomes very easy to become a victim of your own fame. Powerful people are often hostile to people who can challenge their position and will try to bring them down just to secure their own power. They will try to turn you into their puppet, and if you do not cooperate, they may try to take you out. And if you want a recent example of that, have a look at what the Chinese government did to Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. Remember that just because powerful people recognize you does not mean that they are your friends, and it also does not mean that they want what is the best for you. The third Chinese curse is may you get what you wish for. And in some places it appears as may you find what you are looking for. And I found this particular blessing or a curse to be the most insightful of the three. The blessing part doesn't have to be explained. It is by definition, getting what you wish for is a blessing. The curse part is that are you sure you want what you're wishing for? And are you really sure? And this is the more interesting perspective, because you do not know what's best for you and you don't even know what the future holds for you. Let's say that you wish for your current business to do really well, and it does. But maybe had it failed, you are destined to start another business that would have done much better on a completely different magnitude from your current business. But now that your current one is doing well enough, you will never know what you missed out on. And there's always another side that you haven't really considered. For example, if you want to be incredibly intelligent, are you prepared for the loneliness and the challenges that come with having a high IQ? If you want rockstar level fame, are you also prepared to deal with having to hide your face every time you go out for the rest of your life, for your own safety and to avoid attracting a crowd everywhere? If you want to go to space, are you prepared for skeletal and muscular atrophy and the health damage that comes with it? And it's up to you. I am prepared for the health damage. If I get to go to space, I will take the chance. But there are other things as well where you might wish for something, but it's not the best decision for you. Let's say that in your anger, let's say you fought with your parent and you got really angry, and for some time you wish that your parent would just die. But do you really want that to happen? Would you want that to happen after your anger has subsided? Or let's say that you're attached to some particular boy or girl and you wish to marry them. And this is often the case with people who are teenagers. The question is, would you still want them after those emotions have faded? Sometimes yes, but usually no. And I'm not even talking about those evil genie monkey's paw style malicious wishes where if you ask for money, the genie will have a rich guy crash into you and cripple you and the court will give you money. We're not talking about those malicious wishes. We're talking about genuinely finding what you want. And oftentimes, people haven't fully considered their wishes. Take a man that wants a nymphomaniac wife. And for those of you who don't know, a nymphomaniac is someone who has a very, very strong sexual desire. So after a while, the non-stop sex will likely get boring and tiresome and become a task. Like the guy will get tired, but she will still keep wanting it and wanting it. And his wish will go from a blessing to a curse really soon. But it's likely that the man himself hasn't really considered that part yet. He was just blinded with lust and sexual desire, and that's what he might have asked for. The point is that humans want a lot of things out of emotions, lust, and a need to feel important. But they haven't fully considered whether those things are good or bad for them over the long run. You have to stop and think about whether the things you seek in life, are they really good for you? Or would you be happy if you found what you sought in its truest form? And that's a question you have to stop and ask yourself now. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Harsh Strongman for Life Math Money. Let me know what you think in the comments below and click the like button and subscribe. Have a good day.